Okay, it is officially time for the A to Z mini reworks, my thoughts, ideas, changes, and so on and so forth. We are on Ivern the Green Father. Hmm. Okay, so damage, magic, style, 100% abilities. Very true. Well, actually, no, that's 100% auto attacks. What? What? No. 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 I. What? Sorta, not really. Difficulty 3, sorta, not really. It's pretty meh, champion. It's pretty self-explanatory, honestly, to play him. So, mobility 2, sorta. Utility and crowd control 3. Yes, this is very true. He does no damage and is very squishy. Okay. Ivern Bramblefoot, known to many as the Green Father, is a particular half-man, half-tree who roams Runetaria's forest, cultivating life everywhere he goes. He knows the secrets of the natural world and holds deep friendships with all things that grow, fly, and scuttle. Ivern wanders the wilderness, imparting strange wisdom to any he meets, enriching the forest and occasionally entrusting loose-lipped butterflies with these secrets. What? Okay, going to abilities. Passive, Friend of the Forest. Ivern cannot attack or be attacked by non-epic monsters. Ivern can create magical grooves on jungle camps, which grow over time. When the groove is fully grown, Ivern may free the monster, receive gold and experience. After level 5, Ivern can share jungle buffs with allies. Okay, honestly, his passive's really stupid. It restricts him to only playing in the jungle. Like that is the only thing he can do. But they also made him a support, so he's literally just like a team comp that you could do is have Ivern jungle and like Pike support, and then that would be like basically having a regular team because now you have a normal support and you have an assassin support. So and it's just honestly I find it pretty stupid. I truly this would definitely seem overpowered, but at the same time, I could see it happening, and I would like it to happen. I would allow him to put the circle thing around like dragon. Now you're probably saying that being like, excuse you, what? That no, they could never do that. Or like he throws it around dragon, and then he has to wait like 5 minutes, which in league time that is a long, long time. That is very, very long. um yeah, and then like after those 5 minutes go by, it just poop, and then like the team gets the dragon. Well, he obviously needs to walk back over to it and deactivate it, but still. I would throw something like that, and I would give it like an in lane sort of. I would pick one or the other. I would either make it something that can go on like Dragon but not Baron. Maybe Rift Herald 2 but not Baron. But I would or I would put something in lane. I don't know what, but I would just do something that he could actually be useful for if he did it in lane. Like I don't know, like he shares upon standing next to an ally for a certain amount of time, he shares mana or health regen or something like that with them. Or I don't really know what he could be, but just something that would actually help him anywhere besides the jungle. Because to be completely honest, his passive is kind of stupid. What if he cannot do anything besides jungle? Like I understand most roles are specifically okay, you play them in this one position. But at the same time, most of them you can play in other positions. It's just not the smartest idea, too. This one, you can't. Like, it's a horrible idea to play him anywhere else besides jungle because he has his passive. Then his Q is very good. Root Collar. Ivern conjures a vine, dealing damage and rooting enemies' targets hit. Ivern allies can dash to the rooted target. All I have to say is accidental dashes are annoying. And but the ability itself is honestly really good if you manage to get a target and your tank goes over to him and you go over to him. You can easily just become a huge front line and root down someone. If you're ganking, you can easily just lock a person down with this ability because, like, after you get them in the first place, then you and all your allies can just dash to them. And even if they flash, you can just root them again and dash to them again. It's a pretty good ability, but yet again, because it is Ivern, it does absolutely no damage. It's like Ivern is just pure support. Brush Maker. In Brush, Ivern's attacks are ranged and deal bonus magic damage. Ivern can activate this ability to create a patch of brush. It's an okay ability. I would definitely say it helps when taking the big objectives like Dragon. And sometimes it can be good when, if you're like working with either a Teemo or a Rengar, it can be pretty good in other senses of just watching someone sit in the bush and then just boom. You have a Rengar on your face, or Teemo turn invisible, which I know he can turn invisible anywhere, but he turns invisible faster and he can move around in bushes. So if you throw down that or you extend the bush or something like that, then it can be really good, but only in those situations. It's more of a very situational ability in general. Then we have his E. Okay, Trigger Seed. Ivern places shield on an ally which explodes after a short duration, slowing and damaging enemies. This ability is stupid because it has like a 3-second cooldown. He can spam it so much. And like when he is trying to protect a target, it is ridiculous because all he has to do is throw a bush over the target, E the target, Q the enemy. Now he can dash to the enemy and just be there as a meat shield, basically. It is something special how much of a pure support he is. And then we got Daisy. Ivern summons his sentinel friend Daisy to fight with him. Daisy will send out a shockwave if she attacks the same champion 3 times in a row. Not only that, but she will also dash to anyone that is hit by his Q. Okay, so Ivern is just super support. He is the jungle support. And honestly, to be completely honest, I don't find Ivern a bad champion. I find Ivern to be a very good champion because he exceeds insanely well at what he is supposed to exceed at, which is being a support. Like, you don't think it would be that well, and yes, he can't fight anything on his own, but if he has like an ally, he can shield that ally so well. He can throw a bush over that ally, preventing them from being seen. He can root the enemy. He can use his ult to furthermore be even more of a meat shield, and to CC and hunker them down even more, and just to be a distraction. Like, everything he does is very good at defending others, but he cannot, and I cannot be any more clear about this, he can do nothing on his own. If you have a bad team and you are Ivern, then you are screwed. You are literally the biggest, like, if you're a Sona and you have a bad team, you can make groundbreaking ults. You can go full AP support Sona and just one-shot someone if you're good enough. If you're a Soraka, you can keep your team alive and silence their team and just slow them down and just heal everyone on your team so much that it just overpowers the enemy. And as like a Janna, you can have groundbreaking ults. You can master your tornado. As a Thresh, you can yet again just continue to hook everybody, CC the entire team while staying alive, things like that. But Ivern isn't like that. Like, all of the most, not all, I would say Soraka is probably actually close to Ivern, where she isn't. Like, if you have a bad team as like a Soraka or an Ivern, there is nothing you can do. Well, I guess as I said with Soraka, there is a little bit of something you can do, but it's really not much. Soraka, that was actually a bad example. I should have just stuck with like the Thresh, the Blitzcrank can get his great hooks and things like that. The Janna can do all of her alts. The Taric is capable of alting the entire team and stunning multiple people. Taric does need a bit of a better team too, but not as much as like Ivern and Soraka does, and that is basically what this is. I would say that Ivern is an okay champion, but he needs a good team. And to be completely honest, I wouldn't change his Q. I wouldn't change his W. I won't change his E because his Q and his E, once he gets like 40, even like 20% cooldown reduction, and both the abilities are on like 4-second cooldowns. And yeah, his W is on like a 20-second cooldown, but it's a bush. I didn't expect it to be a short cooldown. And his ult is also on like a minute cooldown, which, a minute is kind of long, but at the same time, like, usually a fight happens like only every minute or so late game. Like, they're not constant fights, meaning you should have your ult like every single fight. The only thing that I would mess with Ivern is I would either make him even a better jungler by allowing him to ult either Rift Herald or Dragon, or not ult, but passively get Rift Herald or Dragon, or I would give him some sort of extra thing that he's capable of doing with allies. How would I put this? Some sort of like extra thing. So just like, if not saying it, even when he's jungle, I want this thing to be prevalent, such as maybe whenever he has a blue or a red buff on his kit, it will automatically transfer to all the people around him or something like that. The only problem is I would see that to be a little bit broken. Like, if we have a Vayne and we have a Rengar top, but then we have like an Annie mid and Sona support, yeah, those two wouldn't really benefit from it because they aren't going to be auto attacking that much. But the Vayne and the Rengar will both be all of them will be having red buffs. If he has a blue buff, it will also like spread over to them. Now, I'm not saying that it would give the exact buff to all 5 team members. I mean, like, let's say red buff, I don't know the exact statistics about red buff, but let's say the red buff burn does 2% of your, or no, like, let's say Ivern, it causes it to do 5% of your max HP just because. Then, because Ivern is capable of spreading it to everyone else, he will have the burn do 5%, but everyone else will have the burn only do like 2% of their max HP. Something like that. And if he has blue buff, it will be like everyone else will get whatever it is called. Why can't I think of the name? Everyone else would get like the mana regen and the cooldown reduction, but he will have like the normal mana regen, and everyone will have like half to a quarter of what the mana regen he has. Or for like every individual person around him, it makes it even smaller. Such as he will have it as 100%, and then Rengar walks near him, as I was saying with like the same team comp earlier, and he has red buff. So Rengar will then get 50 or half of the percentage of the red buff, meaning he'll do 2.5. As I said earlier, with like, let's say it does 5% of your max HP, he'll do 2.5% of your max HP with the burn. But then Caitlyn also walks over. So now each one of them will only have I guess he'd be a little bit higher. Rengar would maybe have like 3/4 of it, or he'd have like the exact red buff. Yeah, so let's just say both him and Rengar will do 5%, but then Caitlyn walks over and it splits it in half, meaning each one of them will only do 2.5%. Then Annie walks over and then splits it again, meaning each person will only do 1/3 of it. And then as like Sona walks over and then she's doing it. And then that makes it so that the red buff is split into 4 different areas, and then like same with blue buff. Which then like you'd have to, as Ivern, you'd have to be smart enough to like maneuver around your own team maybe to split up the buffs like that. But then yet again, that still only restricts him to the jungle. So I would kind of like something in lane, like I don't know, maybe something similar to Pike, where if he happens to get a kill, or yeah, if he happens to get a kill, then 100% of like the kill credit and gold will also go to everyone else. A moment. Yeah, look at me being all professional, like, only accepting call, middle of recording. Am I going to edit it out? No, no, I won't. But yes, I find, honestly, I really do. I like Ivern. I'm not a big support S person, so I don't personally play him. But to be truthful, I really do like his kit. I do like the whole idea behind him. And when he first came out, he was overpowered as all hell. Like everyone was playing him because of how low his cooldowns are. And in my personal opinion, I would honestly still kind of call him strong. It's just he is kind of difficult to play with, like, the mindset that you need to have is not just support, but you are the support of supports. Like you are simple, like you do nothing. You should not be trying to do damage. You should not be trying to survive. You should be making sure that your team survives. And that is the only situation that you should be doing. And that's just kind of the way it is. So I guess let's move over to the skins. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay, so really, they haven't added one yet? Really? Hmm. Okay, well, we got regular Ivern, and then we got Candy King Ivern. Um, Honestly, I thought that they added another skin already. I guess I was just mistaken. But honestly, I find this skin okay. I think it does look funny, and I'm pretty sure that was probably what they were going for, was for it to just look funny. But at the same time, yeah. At the same time, it's not really my type of skin. I would say it is like more of a comedic skin than everything else, obviously. But yeah, I'd give it a solid 6 out of 10. Nothing special. I would buy it simply because I would say it might look better than like Ivern's regular skin. But at the same time, I would say Ivern's regular skin is good enough as is. So I would say, yeah, it really messes with like your own personal taste. I find it an okay skin. If you happen to like it, then yeah, go ahead and buy it. Okay, so that has been the Ivern A to Z mini rework, my thoughts, changes, and ideas. If you have anything to say on the matter, whether you agree with me, disagree with me, you have your own full rework ideas, mini rework, so on and so forth, go ahead, um, go ahead and say something. Um, I'll be glad to reply and say whether I think that's good, bad, or something, maybe so on and so forth. And if you happen to either be or know a Riot member, please, please, if you are like show a Riot member, if you are one, then contact me. I would love, 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 love to tell all of you that you are stupid. And that a lot of champions are busted as can be. and that a lot of other champions need to be stronger, and that you need to rethink a lot of your decision making. Like, whose idea was it to make Rek'Sai a bruiser? Whose idea was it? They need to be burned. Burned in a pit of lava. They ruined Rek'Sai. Okay, but I'm going to thank you all very much for watching today's daily. Jesus. Thank you very much for watching this video. And I'm going to bid you all adieu. Goodbye.